Have you ever heard of a building so legendary that its story echoes through millennia? A place of immense wealth, divine presence, and profound mystery. Today, we're journeying back in time to uncover the incredible story of Solomon's Temple, a structure that has captivated hearts and minds for over 3,000 years. This isn't just a story about bricks and mortar. It's a tale of faith, power, and a legacy that continues to shape our world. So, where does our story begin? Let's travel back to the 10th century BCE, to the golden age of the ancient kingdom of Israel. The kingdom is united and prosperous under the rule of a wise and renowned king, King Solomon. His father, the great King David, had dreamed of building a permanent, magnificent house for God in Jerusalem, the city he had conquered and made his capital. David had gathered materials and made preparations, but the final task was passed to his son, Solomon. It was Solomon who'd bring this grand vision to life. According to the biblical narrative, Solomon began construction in the 4th year of his reign. This was no ordinary building project. It was a monumental undertaking, an act of supreme devotion. Tens of thousands of workers were conscripted. Solomon made a deal with Hiram, the king of Tyre, a powerful Phoenician city-state, famous for its skilled artisans and access to the legendary cedars of Lebanon. These massive, fragrant cedar logs were floated down the coast and then hauled overland to Jerusalem. Can you imagine the sheer effort? The sound of axes in the distant mountains, the shouts of workers, the slow, deliberate journey of these giant timbers. The temple was to be built on Mount Moriah, a site already sacred, believed to be where Abraham had been tested by God. The construction itself was said to be a marvel of engineering and reverence. The stones were pre-cut at the quarry, so the story goes that no sound of hammer, axe, or any iron tool was heard at the temple site while it was being built. It was as if the temple rose in sacred silence. The project took 7 years to complete, a testament to its complexity and the immense resources poured into it. Let's picture the finished temple. It wasn't enormous by modern standards, but its opulence was breathtaking. The main structure was divided into 3 parts: the outer porch or ulem, the main chamber or hekel, the holy place, and the innermost sanctuary, the Kodesh HaKodashim, the Holy of Holies. The walls were lined with cedar panels, intricately carved with figures of angels, palm trees, and flowers, and nearly everything was overlaid with pure gold. The floor, the walls, the ceiling, the doors, all shimmering gold. It must have been a dazzling, almost blinding sight, a space that felt truly otherworldly. Inside the hekels stood a golden altar for incense, a table for the sacred showbread, and 10 massive golden lampstands, or menorahs, 5 on each side, bathing the chamber in a perpetual, holy light. But the true heart of the temple lay beyond a veil, in the Holy of Holies. This small, windowless, cubicle room was the most sacred spot on earth for the ancient Israelites. It was considered the literal dwelling place of God's presence, and within it rested the most sacred object of all, the Ark of the Covenant. This gold-plated chest contained the stone tablets inscribed with the 10 Commandments, which Moses had received on Mount Sinai. Only the high priest was permitted to enter the Holy of Holies, and only once a year, on Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement, to commune with God and seek forgiveness for the nation's sins. The dedication of the temple was a national event of epic proportions. Solomon led the ceremony, offering a powerful prayer of dedication. Sacrifices were made, and the Bible describes the glory of the Lord filling the temple as a visible cloud, a sign of divine acceptance. For the next 4 centuries, Solomon's temple stood as the center of Israel's religious, political, and social life. It was a place for pilgrimage festivals, for daily sacrifices, and the ultimate symbol of the covenant between God and the people of Israel. It was the nation's spiritual anchor. But empires rise and fall, and the golden age of Israel did not last forever. After Solomon's death, the kingdom split in 2, Israel in the north and Judah in the south, with Jerusalem and the temple remaining with Judah. The following centuries were turbulent, marked by political instability, foreign threats, and periods where the people strayed from their covenant. The temple itself was periodically plundered by invaders, and even at times by Judah's own kings, to pay tribute to more powerful empires. The final devastating blow came in 586 BCE, the mighty Babylonian Empire, under its ruthless king, Nebuchadnezzar II, laid siege to Jerusalem. After a long and brutal siege, the city fell. The Babylonians showed no mercy. They sacked the city, tore down its walls, and, in an act of ultimate conquest, they set fire to Solomon's magnificent temple. The gold was stripped, the sacred vessels were carried off to Babylon as spoils of war, and the Ark of the Covenant vanished from history, creating one of the greatest mysteries of all time. The people of Judah were forced into exile in Babylon. The temple, which had stood for 400 years as a symbol of God's presence, was now a smoldering ruin. It was a national catastrophe of unimaginable scale. The dream, however, did not die. After about 70 years in exile, the Persian Empire conquered Babylon, and the Persian king, Cyrus the Great, issued a decree allowing the Jewish people to return to their homeland and rebuild their temple. This led to the construction of what is known as the Second Temple. It was a moment of incredible hope and renewal. But the new temple, built by a community with far fewer resources, was a much more modest structure than Solomon's original. The old men who remembered the first temple were said to have wept when they saw the foundation of the second, for it could not compare to the glory of the first. Most notably, the Ark of the Covenant was gone, and the Holy of Holies of the Second Temple stood empty. The Second Temple stood for nearly 500 years, but its story is for another day. It was eventually massively expanded and beautified by King Herod the Great, only to be destroyed by the Romans in 70 CE. So, what is the legacy of Solomon's temple today? Although it was physically destroyed 2,600 years ago, its presence is more powerful than ever. It remains a central symbol in Judaism, a focal point of prayer, and a symbol of a messianic age when a third temple will be built. For Christians, the temple holds deep theological significance, often seen as a prefiguration of Jesus and the individual believer's body as a temple of the Holy Spirit. In Islam, the site where the temple stood, known as the Temple Mount or Haram al-Sharif, is revered as the place from which the Prophet Muhammad ascended to heaven. Today, the Temple Mount in Jerusalem is one of the most contested and revered religious sites in the world. The Western Wall, a retaining wall from the Second Temple's expansion, is the holiest site in Judaism where people can pray, a remnant of the ancient glory. The story of Solomon's temple is a powerful reminder of how a physical structure can embody the deepest hopes, beliefs, and identity of a people. It's a story of glorious creation, devastating loss, and enduring faith that continues to resonate through the ages. Thank you so much for joining me on this historical journey. What part of the temple's story fascinates you the most? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And do not forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you won't miss our next adventure into the past. Until next time, stay curious.